Wage negotiations between Eskom and unions have got underway today. The National Union of Mineworkers and the National Union of Metalworkers of South Africa want a 15% increase, while Solidarity is asking for 9.5%. Eskom has not disclosed its position ahead of the talks, which are expected to last until the 3rd of next month. In a statement last week, Eskom said it would do everything possible to attempt to reach consensus that is financially sustainable and in the best interest of the employees, the public and the country at large. The power utility also urged all parties to put the country's best interests first, saying the electricity supply situation could be affected if the talks reach a deadlock. Numsa has rejected Eskom's claims on a link between power cuts and wage talks. Well, my colleague Mbongeni Muthwa has been following proceedings. Thanks very much, Mbongeni, for joining us. What are the developments so far? Have negotiations actually begun?
Well, Nombu, the negotiations are well and truly underway. They began earlier today, and at the moment they've been on a lunch break. I'm going to step out quickly of the way. Then you can see there they are, walking inside now to go back and resume the negotiations. Of course, the main thing that we expect to happen now when they resume is that Eskom is expected to table their wage offer to the unions. We know that Numsa and the NUM are both demanding a 15% wage increase, and of course Solidarity is demanding between 9 and 9.5%. Eskom, leading up to these negotiations, has hinted at the possibility of them aligning themselves with the government position of a wage freeze in the public sector that's offering a 0% offer to the workers. So will that be the case? That's what we wait to hear now. Or will it be an inflation-linked offer of around 3% plus or minus? That's what we wait to hear. Of course, we will know and we will update as soon as we find out what the offer is on the table that has been put by Eskom management. We will report that immediately.
Yeah. Mbongeni, I just want to give some historical context to these talks. If you recall, I don't know if they do the talks every 3 years or so, but I remember in the period before, the Eskom had offered 0%. And then I remember that the Minister of Public Enterprises had to intervene, or chose to intervene, and then the workers did get a rise. So it looks as though, you know, Eskom is a little bit of a political hot potato as well.
It always is. Negotiations, wage negotiations at Eskom are always very, very tough. And of course, the situation is complicated by the fact that Eskom is designated as an essential service in terms of the Labour Relations Act of the country, meaning that by law, Eskom employees are not allowed to down tools. They are not allowed to strike. But over the years, we've seen negotiations deadlock, and we've seen wildcat strike action by workers after negotiations deadlock. And ministers of public enterprises or energy should always be on standby whenever Eskom goes into negotiation with the employees to intervene and break the deadlock and intervene and prevent strike action, whether it's illegal or not. Because, of course, it all comes down to the crucial role that Eskom plays in the country, in the economy, as the sole provider of energy to the citizens, and of course powering the economy as well. So it's always that's always the context and the background to the Eskom negotiations. That's why they are always so important to watch and to follow every step of the way.
Do you think that they're going into negotiations in good faith? Because, I mean, for the fact that Eskom is already warning us that if the talks do reach a deadlock, then it could, you know, scupper electricity supply. That's a little bit of a concern.
good faith, of course, everyone must be assumed to be coming into the negotiations with good intentions and honest motivations. So there has been statements that have been made by management which the unions have come out strongly to say that they find these statements unacceptable. For instance, management writing to all the employees ahead of these talks and saying they must be prepared to put the interests of the country at first, and also to make sacrifices, and bringing up things that have happened in other SOEs like the SABC, the retrenchments, the financial meltdown at Denel and so on, and at SAA, trying to say that the Eskom workers should be prepared. In a way, it's hinting that Eskom workers should be prepared for a 0% offer, because they have in that concrete they even cited that. They said, in the public service, government is offering a 0% wage offer at the moment because the economy is not doing well, and our finances as Eskom are also not in good shape. So the unions have found that disturbing, but it doesn't mean that Eskom management can be said to be coming into these talks not in good faith. Not at all. It's negotiations. It's first day today. There's still a long way to go until the deadline of the 3rd of June, where these talks are supposed to wrap up. And then we will see if by then the parties will be closer to an agreement or not, and what the way forward will be.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mbongeni, for your analysis and your reporting there.